Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to have a go. And here he is, Wilfred Pickles. Ladies and gentlemen of Thursley, how are you? Fine. Yes, this week's Have a Go comes from the tiny village of Thursley in Surrey, with its 700 inhabitants and a little village school with 27 pupils and 3 shops, the grocer, the butcher, and the post office. And yet we're only 36 miles, believe it or not, from Marble Arch. Now, the name Thursley is probably Norse. In the 14th century, it was known as Thor's Lee. Thor, the god of thunder, this was Thor's field. Well, after the coronation, they put up a picturesque village sign showing the god Thor with his hammer. Well, now, some of the villagers liked it and some didn't. And a year ago, the sign was pinched. And has not been seen since. And I might say that some of the villagers are very Thor about this. Now, if you ask anybody, no matter who it is, ask anybody in Thursley, what's the most interesting thing that has ever happened here, and they all tell you the story of the sailor. The sailor was on his way home from Portsmouth when 3 men approached him and told him they'd no money. And he treated them right royally at the Red Lion, and later he was found murdered on the heath. I might say never got over that. And he lies buried in Thursley churchyard. Well, that happened in 1786. And nothing's ever happened since. Well, Thursley's surrounded by a wonderful common, covered with gorse and heather, guarded zealously by the National Trust. Mind you, on bank holidays it can be a very common common. Now, we're broadcasting from the Village Hall, a wooden building, which is packed to capacity with 300 of the inhabitants. So let's find out, from a few of them, what life is like in this quiet corner of Surrey. Hello, sir. Nice to meet you. Well, we will start our Thursday's Have a Go. I'm going to describe you, fairly enough, a middle-aged man, and will you tell us your name?
My name is Sidney John Hall.
Sidney John Hall. Is Sidney with an I or a Y?
It's with an I.
With an I. Sidney John Hall. Were you born and bred in Thursley, Mr. Hall?
No, I've lived in Thursley 22 years.
And what is your job?
My job is a farmer.
And what kind of a farm have you got?
Well, primarily, I suppose I'm a dairy farmer. Although I do, to quote your title, have a go at other things if I think there's money in it.
Yes. Now, what breed of cattle? You said dairy. What breed of cattle do you keep?
I breed Friesians, British Friesians.
Yes. And are you a great believer in Friesians?
I'm a great believer in Friesians.
Will you tell me,
British Friesians.
Tell me why you think it's the best cow.
Well, to begin with, they are the highest yielding cow there is. Of course, in days gone by, with the old Dutch Friesians, from which the British Friesians originated from, of course, they were very high yielders. At the same time, they were poor quality.
But you mean poor quality for eating?
For low butter fat.
Oh, in the milk.
Low butter
I
fat.
see what you mean.
Right. But with improved breeding, they compare very favorably now with any of the other heavy breeds. In fact, our last butterfat test showed 4% butterfat, which compares very favorably with the other heavy breeds.
Right. Well, now then, you come from a farming family?
Oh, definitely. I farmed the whole of my life, and my ancestors, well, traceable for 400 years.
Is that so?
Not in this district.
Have you got a son to follow you?
No, unfortunately I haven't. My family was one daughter. I have a granddaughter, and I have a grandson. Whether ever my little grandson will become a farmer, I don't know. He has both of his grandfathers would have been
How old is he?
farmers. He's 8 years old.
Oh, well, it's time to make up his mind yet, ain't it?
He spends a lot of his time with me, his holidays and so on.
But now, how many head of cattle have you got?
Well, as a rule, we generally have somewhere in the region of 50, a little over.
Well, I see, I come from Yorkshire, much wilder part than this lovely part of Surrey.
Right.
Now, what's winter feeding like here? We get in a second, Nick.
I don't know
You see, well, no, wait a minute. Now, let me finish. Now, up in Yorkshire, you see, we have to put our cows inside, and we can't turn them out until the 1st of May. Now, what's it like down here where it's milder?
Well, here, for all that I can say is that you don't train your cows right up in there. Down here, now, last year, I think the highest number that I had in this shed the whole of the winter was 8. And this year, I don't think we've about 4 cows indoors. The rest are out.
I see. Well, to all the farmers listening up in Yorkshire, will you take Mr. Hall's advice and knit 'em woolly pullovers?
I think they would do well if we could export them, some of our cattle.
Yeah, I think so.
I think they're on the wrong line.
Be careful, you're looking for bother, so I should be quiet. Don't about a farmer. I want to tell you this about a farmer up in Yorkshire, you know, and it was Harvest Festival, and up in Yorkshire they're very much inclined as the vicar to ask the local farmer to come and preach the sermon at the Harvest Festival. And this poor farmer, it might have been you, standing there in the pulpit trying to preach, and all the congregation had fallen asleep. And behind him were the choir boys, and they were eating toffee and reading bits of paper and talking. So in sheer desperation, he turned round to the choir boys and said, "For heaven's sake, lads, be quiet. You're going to waken your parents." Now, as a farmer, the final question, as a farmer, what gives you thrill? Gives you thrill, and it doesn't cost you any money.
Well, I'd say what I enjoy most about the end of May, the beginning of June, on a Sunday evening when I'm away from my work and temporarily away from my worries, is to have a walk around the farm with my wife, just when crops are beginning to look their best, cattle have lost their winter coat and showing a nice bloom. I think that's the thing that gives me the biggest thrill.
And a very nice expression, too. Mr. Hall, come here for this all the money. Mabel's got it what And the question is, what do they do in Thursley when it rains? And you get all the money for this, don't you?
As far as I can see, I do pretty much the same as it is when it's fine. I have to feed my cattle, etc., just the same on the wet day.
You have? Yes, that's right. That wouldn't be the answer. No. Now, come on. We'll give you another one. In which capital city would you be standing? In which capital city would you be if you were standing in Princess Street?
Edinburgh.
Dead right. Give him the money. Hello. Well, I'm glad you volunteered for this program because this is a young lady whom I know slightly because she's been driving us round Thursley in a taxi. Now, I know your first name's Maureen. We got onto Christian names very quickly, didn't we, Maureen?
We did.
But I don't know your other one.
Cottle.
Cottle? C-O-T-T-L-E.
C-O-double-T-L-E.
Right. And, Maureen, let me say that you are a very good driver.
Thank you.
For a woman. Did you hear about the woman that was dashing the police after her? She's breaking the speed limit. Oh, terrible. Going 50, 60 miles an hour. The police are chasing her like mad. And she turns into a cappy, and the police going after her, but they can't follow her, and she's gone into the powder room. She comes out of the powder room and she says, "Hello, boys, I bet you didn't think I was going to make it, did you?" Maureen, how old are you?
23.
23, and how long have you been driving?
7 years.
What do you think about these double white lines which tells you when you mustn't pass? Do you think they're good?
Well, when they come into law, yes, they will be good.
The idea is that when they come to the double white line, you mustn't pass, there isn't room. Is that right?
That's correct, yes.
Now, have you spent all these 23 years of yours in Thursley?
I have.
And are there any other members of your family drive a car besides you?
Yes, mother and father.
Oh. So it's a family business, is that right?
Yes.
So if one's stuck, anybody can take out the taxi, is that right?
That's right.
Good. And you employed by your father, does he?
No, I'm self-employed.
Self-employed? Well, you sort of freelance, are you?
Freelance, yes.
Do you mean if somebody had their car and they couldn't drive it, you go along and drive it for them?
Yes, I will.
Oh, dear. Clever girl, aren't you? Now, living in a quiet village like this, Thursley, what is there to do for a young girl of 23?
There isn't much, really.
Are you courting?
Yes.
Oh, that's great. Now, 3 wishes. I haven't asked anybody that, Maureen. What would you wish for if you had 3 wishes granted?
First, I'd wish for good health for the rest of my life.
Uh-huh.
The second one, to meet my Canadian pen friend.
Canadian pen friend?
Yes.
What's he, a Mountie?
No, it's a girl.
A girl? Oh! And how did you come to get... Oh, Canadians were stationed here during the war, weren't they, in Thursday? Was it through them that you...
No, we had a Canadian schoolmistress.
Uh-huh.
And she sent back to her old school for us. Yes.
And how long have you been corresponding, did you say?
10 years.
10 years, and you've not seen each other?
No, never met.
Well. What was it like? Can you imagine this village as I've only seen it now? Quiet, and suddenly hundreds of Canadians descend on you. With Canadian food. One camp thing after another. Did it upset the life of the village at all, or did it make it?
I think it made life in the village.
Good. Now, this boyfriend that you mentioned a few minutes ago, does he come from Thursley too?
No, he doesn't. Not from Thursley.
Ah.
From Guildford.
From Guildford. So if you get married, would you just live in Guildford?
We'd have to, because there's no more houses to be built in Thursley.
It is a fact, isn't it, that the young people have to go away from here. All right, now then, the running question, Maureen. Come on, Mabel. What do they do in Thursley when it rains?
Let it.
That's it! Well, before I introduce the next volunteer to you, let me just, in case some people missed that, Maureen was quite right. What they do in Thursley when it rains, they let it. How do you do, sir?
Good evening.
A young fella. Nice to meet you. Tell me your name, will you?
Rapley.
Rapley? Speak up.
Rapley.
What's your Christian name?
Cecil Arthur.
Cecil Arthur?
They call me Boy.
They call you a boy?
Boy, yes.
You have a very boyish expression, too. Are you shaving yet? Were you born and bred in Thursley, boy?
Yes.
Very boy. And what's your job?
I'm a poultry farmer.
Poultry farm?
Yes.
Ah, now this is interesting. And how many head of poultry have you got?
Approximately 2,000.
Have you? Mabel, would you like a nice fresh egg in the morning? Put the handcuffs on him. Are you a married man?
Yes.
You are?
Yes.
Have you any family?
One daughter. She's nearly 3, and we're expecting one any minute. Actually, due today.
You're expecting another any minute? When was it due today?
Due today, yes.
And it hasn't happened?
Not yet.
Well, no. And what are you hoping for, a boy or a girl?
Oh, we don't mind. As long as it's a healthy baby.
Jolly good. We hope your wife is listening to this programme, and we hope that all will go well and that you'll have a lovely child. If it's a boy, call it Wilfred for a second name and Mabel.
Thank you very much.
What sort of birds, poultry? What sort of poultry do you specialise in?
Mainly light Sussex.
Light Sussex?
Light Sussex, yes.
Do you breed for egg production or do you breed for table birds?
Well, both actually, but we are for breeders mainly.
Now, I like to see hens. I absolutely love hens. I'm going to keep some one fine day. And, well, I can live in the country. And I love to see them fending for themselves and running about the field with plenty of grass and scratching away. What is your feeling about this battery system?
Treading on dangerous ground. I'm afraid I feel that the life of a chicken is very short. I like free range.
Better than the battery?
Better than the battery.
All right, well, I won't embarrass you by asking you any more questions about that. But when we go to buy chicken in London, they very often say to us, would you like a Surrey capon? Now, we've no idea what a Surrey capon is, but we always look highly intelligent to say, oh, yes, definitely. What's a Surrey capon?
Well, a Surrey chicken, for a start, is a chicken that's brought up on milk, on a milk feed. But a Surrey capon is when it's the age of 10 to 12 weeks, you inject a small pellet in the back of the neck.
What is that?
And that produces
We're back to
more...
the sailor again.
I hope not.
And they fall pellets in the back of the neck. Go on, man.
And you get quicker growth in less time.
I see, so it plumps up the bird.
Oh, yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Now then, you talk about your marriage, you've got one little girl, 3, expecting another any second now. Who wears the trousers in your house?
I think we go 50-50 on that.
You go 50-50?
Yes.
Ah, well. A poultry farmer that isn't henpecked.
Mabel, go on. The running question.
Now, what is it, boy? What is it? What you can make yourself, you can see it, you can touch it, but you can't pick it up. No?
No.
No, don't worry. All right. Which British city is famous for its hoe? H-O-E. Hey, shut up, will you? Hey?
Plymouth, sorry.
That's right. The audience aren't shouting out loud enough. Will you be a bit clear? Did you say Plymouth?
I did.
Give it him for the bit to wet the baby's head. Hello. And we welcome a lady to the microphone. Very smart, dressed lady, too. Well, tell me your name, will you?
Mrs. Messenger, Dorothy Messenger.
Mrs. Dorothy Messenger.
Yes.
Right. And is this your hometown, Mrs. Messenger?
Yes.
Any family?
Yes. A boy and a girl.
How old?
The girl is nearly 19 and the boy is nearly 15.
Now, in a quiet place like this, as I keep saying, but it is a very quiet place indeed.
Definitely, yes.
Rather desolate. What do you do, Mrs. Messenger, to pass away your spare time, if you have any?
Well, I haven't a lot of spare time. I have a job, and when I get home, I have a meal to cook, and then I like to listen to the radio and knit.
And when you say you have a job to do, what exactly do you do?
Well, my job is officially called school helper. I work at the school.
I see.
I do clerical work. I help with the dinner. I look after the children, patch up their knees if they fall over, and
Yes.
all the little odd jobs that save the teachers.
And what about the local organisations? Are you interested in those at all, Mrs. Messenger?
Yes, I belong to the Women's Institute.
Yes.
And I've just joined the Civil Defence. We've only had one meeting so far, so I can't say much about that. I belong to Mothers' Union.
And do you feel as strongly as a lot of people about the houses round here, the housing shortage, and that young people have to go away? Do you feel strongly about it?
Yes, I do. I think it's a shame that they should have to go away.
You mean nicely designed houses could be built on this common
Well,
land?
I don't see why they shouldn't.
I mean, you don't want to develop ribbon building or
No,
anything like that, but
no.
nice choice houses.
Yes.
And keep the young folks here. Right. Now, what do youngsters do, keeping on youngsters, if they want to enjoy themselves? There's no picture house here, is there?
No.
And not really a dance hall. I suppose they dance in the village hall here, but...
Well, they do, but...
But say they want a real dance band. Well, where have they got to go to?
Well, the nearest place is Godalming.
And what's the bus service like in and out?
Well, pretty horrible. The last bus from Thursday to Godalming is 8:26, and the last one coming back gets here at 10 o'clock. So that if you had to depend on a bus, you couldn't go to a dance.
So really, if you want an evening out, you've got to have half a day off.
Oh, yes, like that.
Now, if someone gave you an autograph book and said, Mrs. Messenger, will you write something for me and write me your favourite motto, your favourite text, have you got one?
Yes, I put this in my daughter's book a long time ago. I don't think she understood it then, but it's a quotation from Omar Khayyam. The moving finger writes, and having writ, moves on. Nor all thy parting wit can lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all thy tears wash out a word of it.
Very good, too. Yes, come with old Khayyam. Now, you said you're the daughter of 19.
Yes.
If you had to give her some advice when she's 21, what would you say to her?
I should say always be polite. If anyone asks you to do anything, do it cheerfully. Be kind. Pleasant.
Very nice, too. Like mother.
I hope so.
Now, your husband and a son, you said. You're the son, didn't you?
Yes.
Now, what characteristic do you dislike? Look me straight in the eye and answer me this. What characteristic do you dislike in the opposite sex?
Their attitude of never doing today what you can do tomorrow.
Do you know, Mabel, I thought I was the only one that was like that. Do you think how do you think it would be if women ran the country for us? How do you think we'd get on?
Well, I think for a start it would be all right, but I don't know about after a month or two. I think perhaps a few scraps.
I think we would. What about the trousers in your house, anybody?
Oh, we each have one leg.
Life's one long sack race. Now, Mrs. Messenger, what is it? You can make it yourself, you can see it, you can touch it, but you can't pick it up. Never mind. Look, listen, let's have a bit of fun. They've been sitting out there doing nothing, and they're going to help us out. You tell me, in the song, someone's eyes were as blue as skies. Whose eyes were they?
Peggy O'Neill.
That's it. Come on, let's sing it. Come on. If eyes are blue as skies, and if she's smiling all the while, and Peggy O'Neill, if she won't have Thank you very much, dear. Very pleasant. How do you do? And another gentleman about my age, I should guess. Tell us your name, will you?
William Arthur Herbert.
William?
Arthur Herbert.
Right. And have you lived all your life in Thursley?
Well, 37 years of it, anyway.
Uh-huh. And where were you actually born?
I was born on the banks of the Severn, Gloucestershire.
Oh, very nice.
That's where I originated from.
And what's your job?
Bricklayer.
Bricklayer. Started off life as a bricklayer. You and me do well together.
I've had a good many years of it now.
Garden wall bond, Flemish bond.
That's it.
Oh, I know it all. How old were you when you started work?
Nearly 12.
Nearly 12.
11 and 10 months.
And you've been working ever since? Any time off?
Oh, yes. Illness, that was all. One day out of work, I think.
Is that so? Now, what's your interest when you finish your job as a bricklayer, anyway? Interest in
Down on
Thursley.
the old cricket green, that's my interest, I think.
What do you do there?
Well, the wife said I nearly lived down there, so I must be pretty well into it, I think.
That's Saturday afternoon cricket, village cricket, that's what they play there.
That's
isn't it?
the best.
And isn't it the best game? Beats all your test matches, knocks them all into a cocktail, in my
Oh,
opinion.
yeah.
You've got to go in and get some runs and get out.
That's it,
Right,
Get
right.
the cup, if you can.
Have you any funny stories about the local cricket team? Funny things must happen, I'm sure. They always did it ours.
Yeah, well, I'll tell one funny one, perhaps, is we were umpiring, you know, and I was a square leg. That's one position probably you know.
Oh, I do.
He was, the umpire was the other end, of course, counting the balls. And get halfway through the over, and he said, umpire, he said, how many balls gone? I said, I don't know, I don't count you. He said, I've eaten all my beans. He said, the 6 I had, I've chewed them all.
And who was your favourite cricketer, a professional?
Wally Hammond.
Wally Hammond, a great all-rounder.
Yeah.
Fine chap.
Wally Hammond.
Right, well, what is it then? What is it that you can make yourself? You can see it, you can touch it, but you can't pick it up.
Would it be a sentence?
No. It's all right, don't worry. If it rains on St. Swithin's Day, what are we told to expect for 40 days to come?
It's the rain.
That's it, you'll be rained off. Give him the money. Well, I'm apart from Maureen. I think the youngsters are a little bit shy in Thursley, but here's an oldish gentleman again. And will you tell me your name?
Harry Thomas Fosbury.
Harry Thomas Fosbury.
Yes.
Now, I've seen that name Fosbury on the Roll of Honour here. Is it a famous Thursley name?
Yes, oh yes. Been here for years.
And how old are you, Mr. Fosbury?
74.
74. I'm going to tell you a fortune now. Do you know you're going to live to a very ripe old age?
I hope so.
You are? Shall I tell you why?
No?
Because you've got big ears. Now, that's a sure sign.
Yes.
I'll tell you. I bet you're going to live to be 90.
Oh, that's good. I feel like it now.
Have you ever tried to trace your ancestors back?
Well, I have, you see, the Smithers, they're very old people. They were been here for hundreds of years. And my own father, he was here for about 150 years.
Was it? And what was your job when you were working, Mr. Fosbury?
Oh, I was carpenter and joiner, anything.
I see.
In the building line.
Did you build your house, your own
My
house?
father built the house that I'm living in.
Really? You live in the house that your father built?
Yes.
Well-
I was born in it.
Right, yeah, that's interesting. What, as a lad, do you remember about Thursday? Take your memory back to when you were a boy, Mr. Fosbury. What do you remember most vividly?
Well, my school days, when I first started going to school, of course we used to go down to the moat on the Alsted Road, bathing. And, of course, the young ones that used to get in there and try and upset the older ones. And they had a boat there, they had a tub down there one day, and they were diving in off this tub. And I got underneath the tub and pushed it up just as one got on. And he went in. And of course, they chased me and ducked me in.
What about the transport? What sort of transport when you were at that?
Oh, pony and cart, or Shanks's pony.
There was what's your views about the younger generation?
Well, I don't know. They don't seem to got the go as they had in my young days.
They're booing you a bit, you know.
Yes, I know they do, because we used to go to work and work right until 6 o'clock in the summertime, 6 in the morning, 6 at night, come home and have our tea and go down on the cricket green and play cricket.
Ah.
And on a Saturday in the wintertime, we used to walk into Goldman and back again.
Now, there must be a story. Well, imagine it's a family party at your house, you've got all the relatives round, and they say to you, will you tell us a story, something that really happened in your family, must have happened, but it's a comical story to you. Can you think of one?
No, only about my brother and the...
Well, tell me about your brother, then.
When he started carrying, of course, he used to have to get all sorts of things. And there was an old lady one day wanting a pair of stays. So he said, what size should I get? Oh, she says, no, you try them on yourself. If they fit you, they'll fit me.
Try them on if they fit you, they'll fit me. Yeah. Very good. Now then, Mr. Fosbury, what is it? You can make yourself, you can see it, you can touch it, but you can't pick it up. No, it doesn't matter.
No.
What does the merchant navy call the flag that they fly on their ships? The merchant navy. It's called red something.
Yeah, red ensign.
Well, that's right. Red duster.
Oh, red duster.
That's it. Give him the money. Now then, Mabel. Here we are at the jackpot question. Mabel, what have we on the table?
Well, this week the first prize is rather unusual. We've got an invitation for two for dinner at a local restaurant on Easter Monday.
Not bad.
And also we've got a lovely Surrey chicken and with £4.10 in the jackpot.
Right. Well, here we go. An invitation to dinner for two at the local restaurant on Easter Monday. A beautiful Surrey chicken and £4.10. This is a question just for competitors. What was the Christian name of the founder of the Salvation Army? Christian name. William. That's right. Yes. Yes, and that correct answer. The correct answer, General William Booth. William was shouted out by Mrs. Dorothy Messenger. Well, and so we come to the end of this week's Have a Go, which came to you from Thursley in Surrey. We will be with you again next week with another spot of homely fun, presenting the people to the people when Have a Go visits the fisher folk of Fleetwood in Lancashire. So until then, this is your old pal Wilfred Pickles wishing you all good luck, good neat, and cheerio, Thursley. And help is